Good evening, everybody. This is Alderman Lee in the 11th Ward. We're here for a community zoning meeting for the property located at 2340 to 44 South Wentworth in Chinatown. We have seen these plans previously. Previously, the zoning change was upgraded from, I don't even remember what it was from, but to a C1-5. The owner has come back with some revised plans because it's a type 1 zoning change that is a requirement that we come back to the community with it. So I have with us here Mr. Wu, who's the owner, and his architectural team, as well as his legal team. We're gonna allow them to present the revised plans, and then we'll take any questions. And just for everybody's reference on the recording, we're gonna post this video and allow for other community members to review it, continue to ask questions if they have any for a period of time before we provide, final decision as to whether or not the plans are okay to move forward. So with that, who's gonna go?
I'll go.
Okay, so I will queue up the pretty pictures. What would you like me to do?
Sure, maybe the color though.
The color, okay, the colored elevation. Let's go back. That's not what I was looking for. Sorry.
That's right.
Here. Go back here.
Yeah.
Let's share my screen on the bed, Zoom. Like DJ right now. Okay, let's share my screen. It's been a long week, folks. It's been a long week. And it's only Monday.
I was gonna say.
It just doesn't feel like it ended. Okay,
Nope.
here we go.
Okay, so again, thanks Alderman for hosting this. Just real quick, my name is Fred Augustin. So I'm an attorney, our team, Michael Wu, the owner, Scott Shelvis, our architect, and Nicole Lapatinsky from my office. And so, as the Alderman said, yes, we were, just a little bit of history, Michael owns his property, 2340 to 44 South Wentworth. Michael owns Wu House Restaurants. The reason why he bought this property is to establish a restaurant at this location, as well as establish some dwelling units, apartments. So originally back in May, we went before the community. We were proposing a 5-story mixed-use building, 4 floors of commercial. A portion of that will be Wu House Restaurant. Other concepts will be incorporated. And then on the top floor is gonna be 4 apartments. Community was in support. And in order to do that project, we were seeking, I believe it was a C13, we were rezoning to a C15. Since that time, Michael has been just kind of evaluating the economics of this project. He did buy it for a lot of money and he was looking over the construction costs. And so economically, there are some challenges with the current proposal. In addition, he also realized that just in observing in Chinatown, there's a need for additional housing in the area. And the original plan he was proposing for, he now wants to add additional units. Because again, I believe there is a shortage of housing in Chinatown, housing like this where it's affordable. So essentially the project is still remaining in terms of what was approved back in May, but we're adding a floor to it. And by adding a floor to it, we're adding 4 additional units. So we are seeking a mixed-use building with commercial, 4 floors. And then on the 5th and 6th floor, we'll have dwelling units for a total of 8 units. Again, we still need a zoning change. C15 is what was approved before. We're still within the C15 designation. But since the plans have changed, we're obviously back with presenting it to the community. So with that, the Alderman has a design of how the proposed new building would look. Maybe if I could turn it over to Scott, he could talk a little bit about the materials and so forth of the new redesign of the building. So.
Well, the building elevation is very similar to what previously was submitted. It was more of a limestone on the front, limestone stone in the front with a mixture of some granite tile above the entryway with a cantilevered covered entry. And then we have a wood, or actually it's a synthetic wood that goes around there for the highlight. It's a aluminum product that has the wood texture to it and feel, so it's non-combustible. and now maintenance requirements to it. Again, we're providing storefronts. Actually the lower level will be like more of like a nano walls type system, operable windows, so give you more of an indoor outdoor feel. The second, third, and fourth floors will have that same, but first they'll have a glass railing first, and then have that operable type of doors above that. So that you have more, you can get that feel for the outside as well. The residentials on the front has large balconies that they would share. And then we have balconies on the sides, and we have additional balconies are on the side. So there's 2 more additional balconies on the side.
Do you want me to go to a different image or?
Yeah, if you have these side elevations, that would be in the other drawing, no, the
Oh,
other,
The other drawing,
Yeah.
sorry.
that was the previous one you had, so.
Here we go.
Yeah, so that's the north side adjacent to the front, and then the north side of the building. And then if you go to this, yeah, there is the alleyway, the 2 alley sides. You can see the balconies on the top, and as well as more storefront. We also have storefront on the side and for the restaurants that turn back around the corner from in the alley, so that as you're walking down the street, you're not seeing, masonry aside, you're seeing more of almost a front for, basically we're going back 20-25 feet for that.
Interesting.
And then we've provided a roll-up door in the back for our garbage enclosure, and deliveries.
Mhm.
And then we have the electrical room on the other side. So you see the man door going into the garbage, as well as the roll-up door. And then there's an exit door from the stairs there.
That's great.
So very similar to what was before.
Very similar, yes. So as you can see, we have a lot, area for garbage containers, and as well as we have the electrical room. And then we do our deliveries, through that,
Through the alley.
through the alley.
Great. Do you want me to keep going here?
I think, pretty much we haven't really shown the layouts of the restaurants, because those concepts. If you want to look at the apartments, we have 2 studios, and then we have 6 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and I think apartments.
2-bedroom and bath, okay, and then the studios are in the.
The one
inside.
studio is in the front.
Oh, it's in the front, okay.
Yeah.
We can make these available for people to take a look at as well. Matt, do you have any questions?
How many residential units were in the
Original,
original?
4.
Okay,
So this is doubling the number of residential units.
and then since it's below 10, it's all market rate. I
Yes,
guess?
yeah.
Honestly, no questions from me. I feel like a lot of the questions that came up last time were about demolition.
Mhm.
So.
And that went really well.
Yeah, and they worked with the neighbor.
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
So.
I was watching it the whole time.
So, I think adding additional floors, change any of those
Yeah.
previous concerns. Sounds like those previous
Yeah.
concerns have already been addressed.
And I'll say, I know we're going higher. It's really the only direction that we have to go, but I was happy to hear that we're gonna put more residential units. That was one of my initial concerns. I know we've been through a couple of these plans before we brought everything to the last meeting. But, we were gonna be giving up some residential units. I think at one point there weren't any residential units. So this to me is a nice, positive for the community, that there's gonna be a few more apartments. 8 more apartments
Yeah.
available, and we're in a TOD. It's walking distance from the red line. We've got access to the 24, the 62, the 21. We've got access to a lot of good transit.
Yep.
Yep. Good. If there aren't any other questions, we will leave this recording up for at least a week. We'll advertise it in the newsletter.
And you have
Yeah.
our contact.
Yeah. Yep.
You'll let us know.
Yeah, we'll let you know if there's any questions, but barring any significant feedback and questions, you know, I'm inclined to support it. We'll just wait and make sure that we don't get any other
Okay,
questions that come up, and I know if we have any, we'll be able to reach out. to
okay.
you. Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
well, thank you, everybody. Quickest meeting ever. Thanks so much. All right, let me,